it's Tammy here with Inner Travel Coaching. Today I'm going to be talking to you about MAID and how to love the dying. Let me begin by saying death is deeply ordinary. It's 100% inevitable. We're all going to die one day. But we treat death like the enemy. It's this battle to the end, even though we know it's a battle we're never going to win. It creates an obsession with youth that you see everywhere in our culture and science. And that's why it can be so heartbreaking to hear that a loved one has given up the fight, that they are choosing not to continue treatment, to surrender to the fact that they are dying. And here in Canada, we have the option of MAID, which stands for Medical Assistance in Dying, and it's been around and legal in Canada since June 17th, 2016. There are guidelines to ensure that MAID isn't abused. You have to be eligible, of sound mind, you have to have 3 doctors confirm your eligibility, there's a 10-day waiting period, and you can change your mind right up to the very last second. And it's still controversial because it bumps up against all the morals, beliefs, and ethics that we have, and if you even believe that you have the choice to die. And it also forces you to think about how you want to live and how you want to die. So when our loved one has chosen this path, it can be really hard for us because we're not ready to let them go, even though they may be ready. And there's a show on Netflix called Grace and Frankie that really beautifully portrays all sides of the story. And it's where their friend Babe has chosen not to continue treatment for a cancer of hers that has returned. So Grace struggles with the death because she thinks death should be more natural and that we should always hold out hope for a medical cure. Frankie is asked to deliver the medicine to Babe, so to be that kind of final, stop before she would actually complete her death. So it shows all sides, and it's delivered with compassion and humor, and it's something you should really check out if you haven't already. So let's talk this through. How can you support a loved one who has chosen MAID? Here are a few things you can try. First, acknowledge that it's not about you, and I say that with absolute love and compassion, but I understand how hard it is when their death most definitely impacts you, because your ego is going to start to wonder what life would look like without them, who you are as a person without them. And we definitely don't want things to change or face the pain and grief that will come with their death. Trust that they know what they need and that it's going to be okay. It will hurt, but it'll be okay. Get help. And this is for you, help for you, whether that's talking to a trusted friend, a coach, a therapist, colleague, whoever it is, talk to someone. And find rituals that will help you. See if you can take some time off. For me, I love going to yoga, hitting my mat, getting the movement and breath going so that I can process that emotion that's coming up in my body. You can light a candle and journal, pray, meditate, get out in nature, whatever it is that's going to help you to process all these emotions that are coming up. Empathize. Be a heart with ears. We can never really truly know what it's like to walk this path. So listen with compassion. And if the moment calls for it, sit and grieve together or laugh together or whatever it is that they need in that moment. Just empathize with where they are and try your best to meet them there. Plan. If you're anything like me and planning is your forte, you can definitely help them with plans for their funeral. Whether that be a living funeral or a celebration of life, it could be a big, loud, joyful party or something more intimate, sacred, and peaceful. There's no wrong way to do this. So if planning is your forte, help them with that. It also helps with the ritual of taking some meaningful action will help you as well with processing the emotions that are coming up with this choice. Shift your perspective, which is definitely going to fall under the category of easier said than done. But what if you could see this time together as a gift? Because when death is unexpected, it's one of the things that grievers want more than anything is just more time. Time to say I love you, time to just be with the person, To even get that one more day with their loved one is all they want. And you've got that, so cherish it. Honesty. Take the time to ask the questions that you have to. Resolve any conflicts, ease any discomfort between you. Above all, have the honest conversation, because we certainly don't have time for BS in our last days here on Earth. And if you can't quite summon the courage to have the conversation, write a letter. It doesn't mean it has to go to them. The writing can just be therapeutic for you, because most unresolved grief is due to things left unsaid. So try to find the courage, even if it's just to write it and say what you need to say. And finally, think about how we tend to implore our loved ones to not give up, to keep fighting, which essentially robs them of the opportunity to go peacefully on their terms. We take away that deep knowing that they have about their approaching death and ask them to doubt themselves. So try to think about it this way. We live with our loved ones when things get really messy. We love them through whatever they're going through. So try to make dying okay too, and love them through that process. And for more resources about honoring grief and loss and death, please go to my website, innertravelcoaching.com, and learn more there, or reach out and I'd love to chat with you about it.